Looking forward, and this is to be more of a politics question than a policy question.
Well, why don't we stick with policy for a moment and get back to politics, because
it's not terribly political.
Leader Pelosi, on minimum wage.
Yeah, he's in the middle of something here.
Republicans are hoping to take the Senate. Obviously, you hope to retake the House, and you hope the Senate stays Democrat. But if that does happen, there will be the question of how much President Obama will be willing to deal with the Republican Congress.
Okay, you know what? You're highly speculative now as to who's going to win what and what the president will do.
You had the obverse of this in 07 and 08, and I was just wondering, what is your take on the president's willingness to deal on issues like the ACA or entitlements or taxes, should that happen?
I'm going to yield to you on this, but let me just say, when we had the obverse of this in 06, 07, and 08, when President Bush was president, we worked with President Bush on many issues and passed very significant bipartisan legislation that was signed by him. We opposed him in the war in Iraq, most Democrats did, and we definitely all opposed him on privatizing Social Security. But apart from that, we passed the biggest energy bill in the history of our country. Some of the authorities from that bill are enabling President Obama to make some administrative decisions that are very helpful to the American people. A. B. We, the Democrats, worked with President Bush to pass the TARP legislation, probably the worst vote members ever had to take, most unpopular, but very necessary. We passed legislation working with him that talked about the low-income tax credit, that made it refundable all the way down to the poorest working people in our country. We worked with him on HIV/AIDS. He wanted PEPFAR. We wanted big PEPFAR, and we got that, and I think that's an important part of President Bush's legacy. We tried to work with him on immigration, but his own party walked away from him on that. So what you're seeing now with the Republicans not being willing to work with the president is highly unusual. I've never seen anything quite like that. On the other hand, President Obama has all along extended the hand of friendship to the Republicans, and recently as the State of the Union on the subject of the immigration bill, willing to work with the Speaker all these many months later, but respectful of the Speaker's role in bringing a bill to the floor. So this is about as nonpartisan president as I've ever served under, and I think that his record of wanting to be cooperative. But you know what the Republicans say back. Nothing is our agenda that we want to work with you on, and never is our timetable. That's really basically what we have seen from them. So it's a two-way street. But this president is, as I say, some would say maybe should be a little more partisan, but that's not who he is, and that's why the public respects him so, and that's what I think you'll see from him as a level coverage. But I'm not even stipulating to the fact that he's going to be working with the Republican Congress. So you have a hypothetical on top of a hypothetical on top of a hypothetical. And it sort of was a political question, don't you think?